Alright, so we have our layout file and we're pretty much ready to start modeling. But what you should do before you jump right in is take a look at your reference and really study it over and kind of strategize how you're going to attack that model. Um, in production, there's certain things that are probably going to get passed along to animators and to other people down the pipeline as you're still working on the environment. So you're going to want to address some of those things first, especially if there's characters involved and they need to interact with the scene. For this DVD, we're only dealing with the environment, but we'll kind of talk about this stuff as though you might have a character in your scene and just what you might watch out for. So let's zoom in here and just kind of look at some of the things in this environment. One of the problems that we're going to have to figure out is this ground right here. It's fairly complicated, and we'll have to figure out how we want to do that. Um, the ground is a very important object to work out because characters are going to need to walk across this, and uh, it's something that gets interacted with a lot. Any steps, any doorways, pretty much just anything that a character is going to interact with. Perhaps even the water, although that's going to be an effects thing. But for the ground here, if you just break it down, it's not so bad. You can see there's these stones lining the outside edge of the pool, and then there's some of these larger stones surrounded by the little ones. And I think we could probably get away with just modeling a variety of different square stones and arranging them around the edges here, and then perhaps building a few extra ones and relying on textures and displacements mostly for this part. Another thing we're going to need to figure out is these windows. We're going to be fairly close to the windows if you remember the camera move, and they look like they've got some kind of bars or something in them, but we'll need to look at some other views and make sure that we figure out what's going on in there. And the same with the roof tiles and these overhangs. It's kind of hard to see what the detail is, and we'll need to figure that out. But those aren't as important as the ground because we're not going to be interacting with them. So just kind of take it all in and see. Like here we've got a good view of what's happening in these windows, but they're going to be a long way away from us, so we might even be able to just kind of map a texture on there. Don't need here. It's hard to tell what it is, whether it's blinds or it could even be just boarded up. Looks like we don't have any real doorways here. This looks like it's just open to the air. You can see kind of a hint of a wall or something inside, but it looks like it's pretty much open. One of the other things, if we go back to here, looks like we're going to have to deal with some grass and weeds. Either side of the doors seem to have plants. Here's some more. That door. Here's a little bit more on this door. Those are really the things that I think we're going to have to worry the most about and plan out. This isn't a very difficult one, very difficult scene to prepare for, but I think really the ground is going to be what we need to worry about the most. So now that we've kind of taken it all in, let's start modeling this thing up.